Hi violins and violas! I wanted to make a video to help you with the next set of pages in the book that you're going to be working on. So for pages 8 and 9, you are going to start putting your fingers down on the instrument to make more notes. What we have been doing is open strings, D and A. I'm using my violin right now. If you play viola, your D string is here, and your A string is all the way skinny on the other side. Some of you guys have been holding your instrument down here or down here. Now we need to hold it with our hand over this way. And in order to play with your fingers in the correct position, your elbow has to be underneath the violin and viola. So if I'm looking at my violin, my elbow is going to the right. You're going to feel a stretch in your muscles by your shoulder and by your bicep, and that is normal and good. We're stretching this muscle. So we're going to bring that around so that our fingers become really straight. We're not going to play on the nails of our fingers when we put fingers down. We are going to use the tip of the finger so that the fleshy part is the thing making contact, but we don't want the knuckles to bend in this way or you're going to hurt your hand. You want to make sure that they're curled. The only way to get them curled the right way without them flattening like this is that elbow has to be over. The other thing you're going to notice is in the book, they tend to show the thumb being about this position, sticking up over the top. I find it's much better for your hand over time if your thumb is underneath a little bit. Not all the way, but if your thumb can go a little lower and not stick up over the top, you're going to have a much easier time getting your hand around. Some of you might find that depending on the size of your hand, you can have your thumb stick up and your fingers will still curl. But here's what's going to happen if you do that. You see how my hand is locked against the instrument here? That is not good, and that caused me tendinitis when I was in high school and I was playing on an instrument that was too big. So this has to be loose, because eventually we want to play with vibrato. In order to do that, my thumb has to be a little lower. So we don't really want the thumb up and over very far, and this is way too far. So when you start putting your left hand up to play your notes, elbow's got to swing under. And your pointer finger is going to go down on the very first tape towards your scroll. I don't have tapes on my violin. Over time, you'll take them off because you will know exactly where your fingers go if you practice a lot. So your first finger tape is the one that is closest to the scroll, and that note is E on the D string. Violas, it's the same exact note, but yours will be over on your D string, which is over here. If you get a thuddy sound when you first play it, hear how that doesn't really ring? Your finger is not actually connecting to the fingerboard. So what has to happen is your finger has to press down so that it stops the string and it vibrates from here over. So now we're building left hand muscles, just like we're building our right hand muscles doing the bow exercises, so that when you start bowing, you get a clear, beautiful sound. So very important, your thumb is going to be a little lower than the picture in the book. Your pointer finger is going to be on the D string, and it's going to press down the string so it rings. And that's your note E. See how my thumb is underneath? This gives me a lot more freedom, so I can do this. See where my thumb lands? It is so important to build this skill now in 4th grade so you don't have to unlearn your thumb being up here. It's very difficult to learn that skill called vibrato. That's a late middle school or high school skill, and it takes a lot of time to learn. So we're building all of the skills we need for that now. We never bend the knuckles backwards like this. You will hurt your hand. Fingers have to be up and curled. And this will take time, and this will take practice, just like with our bow hold things. Good luck, violins and violas. I know you can do it. Practice a little bit every day. Practice using your pencil for your bow hold. Make sure that when you're holding that instrument, it's up high and your elbow is away from your body. Down here, we're getting chicken wing, and that's not going to be good for your shoulder later. Elbows are up, underneath, and give page 8 and 9 a try this week. You're going to do great. Bye, everybody.